Hey, this is Chez Craig with our Cooking for Life series. I'd like to thank you all for your comments last episode. You have all given me the strength to continue making these creations. Just for you. Someone asked me, how long does it take you to create these amazing recipes? Oddly enough, I come up with them overnight, or while I'm sitting at traffic lights. They just come to me. This week, I have another special treat for you. We are going to give the Chez Craig touch to another old classic. We are going to make our healthier and, believe it or not, tastier version of everyone's favorite, tacos and wraps. You must all be tired of taking a corn tortilla shell or a flour tortilla shell, stuffing it with mountains of meat, onions, 3 types of cheese, adding heaping amounts of high-fat sour cream, taco seasoning, and sauces. If you have any room left after all that, which I never do, you can add your token teaspoonful of tomatoes, lettuce, iceberg lettuce to boot, and green onions. Boring. You are really going to enjoy my version. I will be creating 2 versions for you today. One for our taco-loving viewers and another for our wrap fans. The most impressive feature of these is that they actually have minus 100 calories per serving. Yes, you heard me right. Minus 100 calories per serving. So the more you eat, the more you lose. I like to call it the Eat to Lose plan. This week we are going to start by introducing more minerals into our recipes. A viewer last week commented, "Sure, your recipes are tasty and low in calories, but are we really getting enough added minerals in your fantastic creations?" That's a great comment and a great vision, really. I am creating these for you, our viewers. So minerals you shall have. Let's start with the shells now. What are we going to use for the wrap? Being the true Canadian that I am, I prefer to use what God has provided for us. Right in my front yard. No need to go shopping for this item, but on a special note, this item is difficult to find when it is out of season. I like to go outside and pick maple leaves right off my tree. The greener they are, the better they are for you, and the easier they are to work with. If you're entertaining, you might want to use the autumn maple leaf, as the colors are really remarkable. Here's a Chez Craig tip for you. I would avoid using the winter maple leaf. There are fewer minerals and flavors in the brownish colored leaves, and they really become more damaged as they fall to the ground. So I'd avoid those if you can. What I like to do is bond them together with an all-natural wood glue. I like to prepare these ahead of time so they are ready when you need them. Remember, you only have about 1 week shelf life unless you place them in a book with wax paper before using them. Since the maple leaf is out of season right now, we will be using the next best thing. Seaweed sheets. This tasty sheet smells great and has a natural sodium-free salty flavor. They have absorbed all the fishy flavors of the sea, giving us all the nutrients we could ever ask for. Another special tip for you. I like to place a bed of duct tape down first and place the seaweed sheets directly on top. This helps keep our shell in any position we like and allows us to make bigger shells for maximum calorie loss. You can mold this into any shape you want. Make little cars, for birthdays, children's birthdays. You can make boats. You can, you want to make a pretty little swan. You're free to do it. It's great for holidays. Christmas, you can make little Santas or reindeer. Halloween, you can make little jack-o'-lanterns. You can really do whatever you want. Get Valentine's Day is coming up also, so you can make little heart-shaped wraps. So you can shape these into whatever you want, and if you really need to, you can probably paint these, or paint the outside, you know, give it that red color for Valentine's Day, so it's up to you. So really, this is an ingenious product. Duct tape really is for everything. It will be up to you to decide if you want to remove the duct tape before eating. If you do, you're going to lose some of the benefits and calorie loss. So I would recommend to leave the duct tape on for the full effect. For the taco shells, we are going to use a hollowed out large papaya for our shell. Don't worry, we will be using the papaya we scooped out also. Using a papaya allows us to be more creative and gives this taco a more enticing look. It will have a banana split look to it when we're finished. I know I can hardly wait. Okay, so after the duct tape we take our layers of seaweed sheets, and I like to use 4 because it makes it large enough to feed my whole family, who absolutely love this recipe, and if I didn't make it enough for them, I'd sure hear about it. Don't worry about the ends too much because we're going to tuck those in when we roll it all up, so you'll never notice it. So we're done here. Now let's work on the papaya shell. Okay, so we've cut our papaya in half. Don't mind the fish eggs that are inside. I'm not sure how they got in there, but we could just scoop them out, as you know, we are going to hollow it out. So I'm not sure if you can put it aside and make some caviar with it, or you can use them however you want if you'd rather not waste anything. So anyways, now the next step is we're going to hollow it all out and get it prepared for our taco shell. Okay, we have now hollowed out our papaya. I like to use an ice cream scoop, and I kind of fantasize that I'm scooping ice cream, and it really helps, I can tell you. I'm not even hungry right now. I just can't believe it. Anyways, we've got a nice deep well in here, and it's going to be great for adding whatever toppings we want and how much of them we want. Okay, as you can see, we have our beautiful shells ready to go. All we need is some ingredients to go with it. We're going to do something a little different today. I'm going to show you these main ingredients. These are sort of the staple to this recipe. You know, I want to show them to you before I chop them up and combine them together. So this will sort of show you what you're looking for when buying the right ingredients for this project. So what you're going to need is 1 large eggplant. It's great for color, has awesome flavor, and really tastes great. I just love these things. You know, it's got such great color. It's probably one of my favorite colors. Next we need what I call, or it's named, American melon indie style, or rat fruit as I call it. It adds a little sweetness to our creation, and again, they look really cool. Yeah. We're going to need 1 piece of fennel. I'm sure that you all know that this is great for your heart. Sort of looks like one too. So 1 fennel. This is one of my favorites. It's really a cool fruit, and we have a tree out in the backyard, and I like to go out in the wintertime and get up there in the tall ladder and pick this prickly pear. You gotta wear gloves. They get a little sharp. These things have a great color, great consistency. It really is a wonderful fruit. So, got your prickly pear. Okay, this next one is probably one of my favorites. This vegetable alone, if you ate nothing but this, you'd probably live to 150. I put it in everything. It's leeks, really. Leeks are absolutely incredible. You can do anything with these. To be honest, They're not really called for in this recipe, but since I love them so much, I am going to put them in. It also is going to go with my theme for my taco shell. So don't forget your leeks. We are going to put in 1 bitter lemon. Like the name, it adds a bitter, lemony flavor. It really tastes horrible on its own, so do not eat this by itself. But mixed with the rest of the ingredients, it is truly unbelievable. 1 bitter lemon. One of my favorites, I tell you, this item, it goes without question, is my favorite ingredient used today. Ginger root. Ginger root adds a bit of everything. Spice, heat. It's a perfect blend for any dish. Ginger root can also heal, prevent most injuries. It's good for your core wellness. It really gets to the root of the problem. So this really is a great root. This one's a fun one. Now, I dug this up this morning because I really wanted it fresh. Dragon fruit. It's just a really cool fruit that I wanted to use. It's got such a neat color and texture to it. It will look great pretty much in any dish you choose to use it with. Dragon fruit. We also need, like every time I make something, 1 hard-boiled egg. Again, we're going to use the shell and all. No wasting here. And we're going to add 1 banana for looks. Always makes the children a little bit more happier about digging into this. When we come back, I will have the shells and main ingredients all put together for you. Then all we need to do is add the remaining fillers and we're going to be ready to eat this. So we'll see you in a minute. Here is our seaweed sheet wrap. It absolutely looks fantastic. I have layered the items a little bit just to make it look more appealing, and then you can sort of see what it looks like, all put together. I'm going to kind of layer it a little differently when I roll it up, so you won't see it again until I've added the sort of the filler items and rolled it up for you. Okay, here is our finished taco shell. As you can see, we just layered the items on, and you can see I put on the papaya pulp. I sort of blended it up and added it on. You can't really see all the colors and flavors, and it's probably a good thing if you have kids. You can see with the leeks, I had a little fun with it, and I sort of did what I sort of call the steamboat theme. So in those little smokestacks with the leeks, kids will love it. They'll eat it up. Okay, you can see we have our lovely shells and wraps sort of filled with the main ingredients that we used in this episode. They're absolutely stunning. The colors, the smells, the flavors, it's going to appeal to everybody, and they're probably not even going to want to wrap it up. They just want to get a knife and cut into it and just eat it all up. You got to remember, the items that are in here are in here now can really be used at any quantity that you want. You can put more leeks in, put more eggplant in. If the dragon fruit appeals to you, load it up with dragon fruit. Hey, these prickly pears, grapefruit, use whatever quantities of each you want. If you want to take out the ginger root, you can. I wouldn't suggest it, but you can. You can, the bananas for the kids. Everybody's going to love this. So what we got to do now is just put the final touches on it. A little bit of seasoning, spices, just to bring out the flavors and just really accentuate the whole process here. So let's get started. We're going to add. I'm not going to add them now. I'm just going to show them to you, and then off camera to save a little time, I'm going to put them on and show you the finished product. So we are going to add first nutmeg syrup. Be careful and not to add too much of this stuff. It's really good, but if you add too much, you're not going to get the full effect. Regular syrup will not work. Do not use regular syrup. It has to be nutmeg syrup. It can be found in Grenada. It's a great place to find this product. It is the source of where most of the nutmeg syrup comes from. So nutmeg syrup. Then we're going to use our rice vinegar and our red wine vinegar. We're going to put in a splash of each. It just sort of, it really just makes it a little tangy. It gives it that little tanginess and cuts through some of the other flavors that you might not like. So just a splash of each of those. We're going to put in some peppermint syrup. It sort of gives it a nice Christmassy flair, and it also gives you a nice aroma to the whole mix. So if, like again, if there's a vegetable or fruit in here that you don't like the smell of, this is going to help cut it. So peppermint syrup. For the little bit of a salty flavor in that, we're going to add a bit of soy sauce. Now, this is really to your liking. Just a little dash. You put a little more if you really like soy sauce, but I only use a little just for a little bit of the flavor. This is a great item here. You can only find this in South America, I believe, and it's a roasted rice green tea. Ho, ho. Woo, that'll clear out your sinuses. Comes with a nice little scoop. Just take some, sprinkle it all around, and it's a wonderful, this stuff is this is really the magic ingredient. So, roasted rice green tea. Plenty of this, as much as you can take, put that in there. We are going to put in now our jalapeno death sauce. Now, some of you might not like to use this, but by the way, next week we are going to create a homemade version of this sauce. So come back, you're going to love this. This sauce is really the key to the success for this dish. This item aids in the digestion process. That's a big thing for me. You know, it's got to aid in the digestion. So it's very important for any meal, and especially this one. So I would put it in, but if you don't like the hot, you don't have to put it in. But if you can, try to put a bit in. Now, the recipe actually calls for peanut butter. We like to use an all-natural peanut butter, but technically we do not use the peanut butter. What we use is that nice oily liquid that builds on the top over time. You know, if you don't have any of this liquid available, you can place 1 cup of natural peanut butter, it's got to be natural peanut butter, in a Ziploc baggie. I double bag it for safety, and then throw it in the dryer for about an hour. You'll get all the liquid you need. And I tell you, this liquid is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, thinking of the minerals and, you know, our general health, we're going to add some iron, really. So what we're going to do is we're going to use 3.5-inch galvanized nails. Now, I like to grind my own. There's nothing like fresh iron, but in a pinch, you can go to any metal shop and ask them for a bag of metal shavings. But remember, you will not know what the shavings came from, so don't be afraid to ask. Be sure you are getting the right metal shavings for you. And I don't know if you can see, I ground some up this morning fresh. Oh, what a smell. I tell you, this stuff is going to give me probably about 3 days daily requirements I need for my iron. So luckily it's going over some big spaces here, and it will, you know, kids will love it, and they won't even know they're getting it. So now we are going to put in another item that can be found around the home. We're going to add a little bit of fresh grated tree bark. I prefer cherry or birchwood, but you can use any tree bark you like. We have cherry here. It's just that we happen to have a cherry tree, and I chopped off a couple branches, so we have an abundance of cherry bark. So it's a great product. I would stay away from the hemlock and alder trees. It's my preference. I'd rather not use those. The bark adds bulk and mystery to the dish. It will keep everybody guessing, what is that flavor? You know, it's a great thing. It's also what really connects all the other ingredients together. It's really the conductive to this meal. I have one more item for you. I've been playing around with this, and it's called pineapple. What's it called? Pineapple palm grass. That's what it is. Pineapple palm grass, and the smell, incredible. It's very, very fragrant. Now, it's a scented candle, so what we're going to do is shave a bit of this off, and we're just going to shave it over both mixtures, and people are just going to eat this up because, wow, I'm eating a pineapple, and you know, that looks like a pineapple. Anyways, so we got our pineapple palm grass flavored scented candle, and try not to get any of the wick in there. It kind of can taste a little funny, so you just want to use the actual wax part. So here we have all the ingredients. So I'm going to actually add these all to the mix now, and we will be right back when I'm done. And I guess I will show you the finished products again. Okay, be right back. Okay, here is our finished wrap. Doesn't it look absolutely stunning? You can see the wax from the pineapple palm grass sort of brings out the color, and it really blends in well with the reddish colors, and the egg for that matter. It's even, I can see some of the sheen off of the metal filings, so this is just absolutely amazing. Here is our finished taco shell. It looks quite impressive too. It's really hard to see all the ingredients in there, but I tell you, you're going to get a mouthful of flavors every time. Again, with the steamboat effect, it really starts looking like a boat. You can put some stuff in along the sides to sort of dress it up and give it a watery flair. You could put water in that dish, and it looks like it's actually floating in water. I tell you, the kids are just going to eat this up, and they'll want you to make it every day. And there's a bit of work to do, but fortunately you don't need to cook anything other than the egg, and you don't have to mess anything up. You just build everything on the shells, so it works great. So now all we have to do is wrap up the wrap, and we get to chill both of them for up to 3 hours, and this sort of helps to numb our taste buds, and it will sort of marry all the flavors together. I just get chills thinking about it. So we'll see you after they're all ready. We'll be right back. Do these not look unconceivable? You can see that I've rolled up the wrap, duct tape and all. I tucked in the edges for a great look. Duct tape's really easy to work with, so you can mold it any way you like. The taco shell has a steamship theme that I was going for. So, you know, why not have a little fun with our food? You might enjoy playing with them more than eating them. It's all up to you. Here's a question from one of our viewers. Joy from Newton asks, Chez Craig, where does your inspiration come from? Wow, what a great question that is. Joy, primarily, I read a lot. I can't say enough how reading allows us to be the creative person that is inside us all. Without reading, I would never have been able to come up with these combinations. I also rely on God and Google to fill my head with these visions. The ingredients pop into my head and they get jumbled all around, and then they make these special treats for you. I hope I have answered this for you. Thank you very much for your question, and I will be sending you a special Chez Craig in God We Trust t-shirt. I believe we need and may be required to say a little prayer before we enjoy this delicacy, especially this one, and I think I need it. Let's pray. Please feel free to pray along with me. We may all need this blessing sometime in our life. Oh Lord, please protect us as we are about to eat this creation that you have abundantly provided for us. As we embark on this adventure, we need special guidance and prayer for this bark we are about to eat. Please protect the pine beetles with a hedge of protection so we do not eat them along with this meal. Remove them to save us from eating those extra calories. Please allow this creation to slide down our throats into our stomachs without causing any damage to our internal organs. Allow this creation to stay in our stomachs for the full duration to maximize the calories we are about to lose. I ask you turn this gift into a Taco Bell Supreme Taco when we are about to place it in our mouths. Then transform it back into its original consistency after it has completed its journey. Allow us to get the full weight loss effect without the added pain and suffering that may occur from this nature's offering. I pray that the tape on this recording ends before I can eat this, so I can share it with our home group and give them the pleasures you provide for us. I pray that I can receive the joy you have given me and watch our home group eat our creations and get the full effects from it as you have promised. Please, please. Amen. Oh, thank you, Lord. Okay, I will save these for our home group. I can hardly wait.
How's about cooking something up with me? How's about cooking